I didn't get a chance to update us with the setups for March 3rd evening and into March 4th Tuesday, but I'm going to review what the setups were, how they played out, and what the entry points would have been. Also want to talk about how we are now up 200 points from this low on Friday when we reclaimed this February 13th low, a liquidity grab, a macro liquidity grab that resulted in such a big move with very minimal drawdown. We'll get into that in a bit. I'm also looking at this bull flag that was setting up and how we are now breaking out of this bull flag. Clearly, as you can see, we broke through, retested it, and then have been taking off up almost 70, 80 points from where the start was. But let's get more into today's action. I'm going to go to the 45-minute setup real quick. Just want to show you what the ultra bull case was around 536. That's where I usually set my levels up. And that was something like I was looking for a dip in recovery of that level to get up to the next level. And if not, keep going. And then after that, I was looking for a dip in recovery, which would have coincided with this low for a liquidity grab for a failed breakdown. And if neither of those worked out, I was looking for a direct backtest long, assuming that we were up here at the time of my level. So that would have been 492 down to 455, nearly a 40-point sell, which is a pretty good amount to help give you confidence to take a level without nothing more than a touch and a bounce. So we'll get to that in a second. I'm going to go to a 15-minute so you can see more clearly what we're working with. So when we did get this low at 3:30 p.m. and I was doing the levels, I saw a potential bull flag, so I drew it out. It did end up being hit, but we'll get to that in a second. At 6:30, we got a dip in recovery of the ultra bull case level where we went underneath, we touched the minor level, which gives us more confluence, and then we went above it. So you would have probably went long around 1 or 2 points here, let's say 82, and we got up to about 88. So that's 6 points. 6 points is like the minimum we're looking for like any trade realistically for it to be worth it. This got exactly there. So you would have sold about 70% of your position. Depending on how much you enter, doesn't matter. It's more about just getting rid of that position, knowing that there's plentiful setups all the time. So if you sold there, most of your position and came back here, the price did not lose the previous low. Our trade did not get invalidated. Our dip and recovery of this ultra bull level. Um, and we ended up touching this bull flag to the T overnight, or at least in the evening time, further validating this bull flag and telling me that price is consolidating in this area and looking for potentially an upward move. Overnight, I don't like to trade after 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock most of the time. A lot of it's just choppy action, not really telling you much. But if you do trade overnight, there was kind of a failed breakdown, volatile liquidity grab of these lows. But realistically, not much was offered there. If you had an open position from somewhere down here, that would have been great. Otherwise, it could have been entered. I would have probably waited after this candle to see if we stuck around this level and then probably gone long when I saw this confirmation and this bounce of almost 6 points into this level would have been a chance to go long with the stop loss in this area. Moving forward, as the overnight, we went through the bull flag resistance, came back down, and eventually took off. Wasn't much to do up here, but just showing you the power of a bull flag when it works. Going more into today around 5 o'clock, and I just missed this. We had an awesome chance to get into the entry if you had missed it, but essentially price sold off to this zone that was a pretty big zone, telling me that price wanted to come there. Sold back to the level that we had broken out of. There's actually a failed breakdown on the 5 minute chart here, but it's not something you really want to do on a 5 minute most of the time. But if you were patient, then we got a clear dip and recovery of this level. And from there, price went up to hit the target that we had in mind. After it hit the target, it shot through a little bit and sold off, which is actually bullish. You want price to sell off at a target to build up more energy. We came back, we retested this level and set up a failed breakdown actually, which worked out really well. This low right here was 502. About 3 points above that is about 505, 506, and that's exactly this area. So when price dipped in this area and recovered, that was a chance to go long. If you weren't ready for it, then you could have anticipated price consolidating a little bit, came back close to that zone, and you could have gone long a little bit above the entry. A few points is fine. You don't want to be like 5, 10 most of the time, but 2 or 3 points can be fine if there's space above. And clearly from here back to here, there was almost 14 points. So that gives you a little bit more confidence that you can enter 2 or 3 points above the ideal trigger. No trade is ever ideal. It's more about seeing the setup and seeing the space for the trade to work, and then you go from there. Stop loss would have been below this low. Also, as the price took off, it backtested the bull flag one more time. That definitely is very bullish, giving the big money institutions a chance to reload a little more. And then since then, we have just been gone. We've literally went up almost 100 points, 90 points to be exact right now. We had a little touch of this level, major level, and a sell off before going forward. Same thing happened here, almost touched it, sold off a little bit, and now it's continuing to go forward. I don't see any setups present right now. The only setups I could be looking for are backtest or recoveries. So, for example, if price can go below here and then recover it, that could be something. But being so close to the high of the day, only 10, 12 points away, I'm not really looking to go long in this area. Down here, I might have a little more interest. I'd want to see price, how the price reacted, see if it comes and bounces off right away, at least 3, 4 points right away. I could have some interest, but realistically still, I'm looking for this area to backtest. This is clearly an important level. So this target zone now is a big backtest area. So I'm looking to see if price can come back down here, show me a good reaction, or maybe consolidate for a little bit and sell up a failed breakdown and go along there. Otherwise, you just have to watch price action and wait till they give you a chance. Don't chase. As always, wait for some price discovery and some structure to work with, whether that's flagging or a low to work with that can be undercut and reclaimed, or our favorite setup, aka the liquidity grab or a failed breakdown. So I hope this was helpful. I'll be back later tonight with the levels for tomorrow and as well as this evening. And it's been a really good market in terms of trusting the levels and the price action. So just continue to study, 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 get better day by day. And if I can do it, you can do it.